Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 1, titled In the Nick of Time, a Big Time Maverick from the West. As jailbreakers run rampant in Japan, Star and Stripe flies from the US to Japan to help and finds Shigaraki waiting for her in the middle of her flight path. Now, technically, this is episode 5 of season 7. Because before this came out, they released a 4-episode mini-series recapping the events in 4 segments. You've got one that focuses on Midoriya. You've got one that focuses on All Might. You've got one that focuses on Bakugo, Uraraka, Todoroki, and that. And you've got one that focuses on Shigaraki. Now, yes, there is little bits in each episode that are actually new content. The problem is, I'm not going to upload a 4-episode recap just for those small bits. So it was just scenes of, well, it started with All Might typing out notes about in preparation for like the upcoming final war. I don't think that's a spoiler. It's basically between the end of the last war and the start of the next one, which actually means that it's set after the first 2 arcs that we're covering in this season. Yeah. So that's interesting. The next one is Midoriya and Bakugo fighting in the Heroes one. No, wait. That happens in the Shigaraki one. It was more little bits of Todoroki in the Heroes one. So, yeah. There wasn't enough to warrant its own separate thing. So, yeah, that's why I'm just starting with the start of the Star and Stripe arc. Because in this season, we're going to be going through... I really don't know if we're going through 3 arcs or only 2. Well, 2.5. Because the Star and Stripe arc, that's 6 episodes. No, 6 chapters. The arc after that, which I will not name, is 8 chapters. So we've got 14 so far. The final war arc is 82 chapters, and it's still not technically finished. So there's going to be 83 or 84. So that is 97, 98 chapters in, well, usually it's, what, how many episodes in a season? 13 on the first, 26, 25, 27, 27, 26. Yeah, so roughly mid to high 20s. Plus, we don't know if those 4 memory episodes count. So there could only be like 25, 23 max in this season to cover 4 times that, almost. So I think they may actually cliffhanger us for the final war. But then again, there's also the fact that these chapters are a hell of a lot shorter compared to the ones at the start, so that number is sort of inflated sometimes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that until I'm caught up with this, because it started while I was out of the country, and then I've been catching up on other shows. Until I'm caught up, I'll be releasing this on a Monday afternoon and a Thursday afternoon. So 2 a week until I'm caught up, which should be like 3, maybe 4 weeks. Anyway, back to the whatever I was saying. But anyway, let's the actual episode started in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it was actually playing. The one time it plays is the one time I try to preempt it not playing. Yeah, you probably stunk. We're all back. Still got Gran Torino's cape. It has been too long since I have seen these characters. At least animated. Yes, I know most of them featured in the memories, but I meant in new content. I think I'm gonna want to go through this at a slower pace. Because already I've noticed a lot of interesting things. Honestly, one of the strongest initial reactions to an opening for this show. I like that. Because if you remember how the last season ended, it the world leaders said that they weren't going to be sending aid to Japan, and the US president said, "Yeah, our number one hero has already left." So I'm guessing this is the lead up, because this wasn't really in the. And there she is. Say hello to Kathy. For those of you who don't know, that's the little girl that All Might saved when he was in America in the first movie, I think it was. That's who she grew up to be. No, it very much isn't. And so you keep the other countries distracted so they can't focus on you. Liberate the paranormal. The other heteromorphs who have had it hard because of just being how they were born. Toga's tragedy continues. Hmm. They're tracking. Did say in the middle of her flight path. Shigaraki versus Star and Stripes. This almost feels like a fighting game where it brings up the character cards before. Of course, they'd have anti-EMP things. Uh, he doesn't have any family for you to bring. Or was she saying that to her pilots? I missed the subject of that sentence. If you can't touch you, I can make it so. She does have a extremely powerful quirk. And then he arrived. He was there. Hmm. Hmm. What name do you call him? Tomura Shigaraki, Tenko Shimura, the awful one that's taking over his body. Okay, so when my internet went out, it sort of corrupted the second half of my recording there, so I don't have the last about 5-6 minutes of the episode, my reaction to it. That's unfortunate. But basically, I my commentary was just going on about how he's not. Is he Shigaraki? Is he All for One? Is he Tenko Shimura? Her quirk basically goes off of Death Note rules, where it needs the true name that the person associates with for it to work properly. Like, for the majority of this show, she couldn't have gone Tenko Shimura and have had it work on him. It's only once he unlocked those memories and that Tenko part came out, if it had have taken over him, then she could have said Tenko. But for most of it, she needed to say Tomura. And now, he doesn't even know who he is because of the weird fusion between himself and All for One, that no name will work. I then, when she called in General Akbar, I'm like, oh, I think I've just remembered where this is going. I had in my mind either it was a missile strike or it was an orbital laser. It was a missile strike because she basically simulated the orbital laser by using the lasers as a giant lance to stab him with in her avatar form. Completely forgot she did that, by the way. But that also means that she took the rule off of herself to be able to keep that air avatar and make the lasers be able to be bundled like that. And yeah. Other than that, I just commented on the fact that it was their child selves meeting their current selves in the ending with Shoji for some reason, Uraraka, and Todoroki. And I couldn't actually tell whose arm that was reaching out with the card to the young Bakugo and Midoriya. Could have been an older Bakugo, could have been an older Midoriya, could have even been depowered All Might. Don't know. But yeah, that's basically all you missed from my commentary. Because I was saving one part till the end, which I guess this is. During the manga, All for One and Shigaraki have always been defined by the way in which they refer to themselves. Like, when they say I think it's All for One uses Boku, whereas Shigaraki uses a different one. And so, when Shigaraki was meeting Stone Stripe at the start of the chapter that this is from, he says Boku to refer to himself. And that instantly includes people who actually know Japanese and everything, that something's off with him. And then we later learn out that, oh, it's because they're back fusing again, and he's neither Shigaraki nor All for One, but this separate entity that is a fusion of both and could go either way. And that also let them know that when she said Tomura Shigaraki, even before it was revealed that he could move, because I think that's how a chapter ended, was her giving that rule, and then it picked up either the next week or the week after. It sort of clued them in that this might not actually work. But they didn't. I don't know if they had that in this, because I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying. I was more paying attention to what was happening and the subtitles, but yeah, so. And even if I went to dub to understand where they were saying, English doesn't really have two different ways of saying I. So it wouldn't have translated anyway. But anyway, with that being said, I thoroughly enjoyed this. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is, yeah, it's very obvious why during Cassie's introduction, I did correct myself and say I thought it was Kathy, not Cassie. But yeah, a not insignificant part of the fan base had a very obvious reaction to her, myself included. And we also think that she may have been created in the physique that she is as a way to get back at the studio for taking away the muscles from other female characters. Like Nana is toned down a bit. I can't remember who the other one was that they toned down. And then Horikoshi comes out with this really buff woman and sort of like, yeah, tone this down. But anyway, I'm going to end this one here. I'll catch you in the next one.